You decide.
Okay, for those of you who already know theory and just want to get to the funk, this one is for you. We're going to do funk in as slow as quarter notes and as fast as 16th notes. If you look up here, this says 83. 83 is what we call the tempo. The tempo is basically the speed of the song. If you know your theory, then I don't even need to explain that. In the other videos, we get deeper into theory, but we also get deeper into funk. But this is about funk. So at 83 BPMs, that is what it's a funky kind of a sexy style. If we're counting quarter notes, and our kick drum is going to be in quarter notes. It's going to be on the first quarter note, and it's going to be on the third quarter note. The second quarter note is going to be reserved for the snare drum, and the fourth quarter note for the snare drum. So the first quarter note for the kick drum, we're just going to do this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And I'll post this later, but you know the theory, so you really don't need to know what it looks like. The theory is for those who don't know anything about it. Now, snare drum, same thing. Beautiful, beautiful. Now our hi-hat is going to be all eighth notes. We'll get deeper into drum programming later, but this is just the simple stuff. Funk is very basic. You want to keep your drums really simple, and this is how you do it. So rather than play the whole thing, I'll just do that much, copy it over, and now we have our basic drum beat. If I sped that up, you would be able to hear songs that you've always like do 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 do. Everybody knows that. And so now next we're going to add the funk. That's a drum groove, and almost any style of music can use that groove, but now this is what is distinctive between any other style of music and funk. This is what funk is, okay? Now funk, we have our bass line. 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's redo that. Here we go. Actually, keep it even simpler. Very basic. It's almost not funky. It's so straight and clean. But it's just stupid basic. However, and now let me play the clavinet for you. On top of that, eighth notes. Doesn't sound bad, it's a little funky, but now what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep the clavinet there, we're gonna replay the bass line, and we're gonna put on it what's called stank. And in the next video, the next course called Getting Deeper into the Funk, we explain what stank is. And I'm gonna explain to you in a bit of what stank is right now. Stank is you take what we've played and we play it and we put stank on it. So rather than play it so straight, I'm gonna put stank, and stank is just a lot of flavor, pretty much what I'm feeling. So let me play that. Same bass line. Now that's getting into the funk. We mute the clavinet because that's a little straight. And that's what we call the core. Now if I were to go in here, I want you to understand pretty much what the core is. So I don't want you to hear, you don't need to hear these extra notes. The extra notes is what really makes the stank stanky. But you, if you're just learning funk, this is funky. And it's hard to read that. This is like, you don't even need to see that. I have to explain to you what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking a bass sound and I'm making it mono. Mono means I can't play chords. So when I try to play chords, it only plays one note at a time. And there's a glide. So when I go from one note to the next note, there's a little bit of a what's called portamento. So what I'm doing is when I hit that E flat at the top, I'm sliding down. I'm going, I'm hitting E flat and then I'm sliding my finger down. So I'm going, and then I'm playing the regular. So that's how you get that. Play this funk music so you can see I'm on the U-D-M-E-Y, you the me. U-D, you the me. U-D-E-M-E-Y, you the me. U-D-E-M-E-Y, you the me. It's stanky. So to add to that, we are going to use 16th notes on the clav like we did, 8th notes. And we could even just leave them there because the bass is doing all the work. Let's try that. Now if I wanted to put some stank on it, it's basically, now I'm gonna let the bass play the core, and then on the clavinet, I'm gonna play all over it. In the next video, I start showing you how to do licks in this style of funk. So if I start playing with it, so that's funk. That's how you put stank. You just make it really unpredictable and you let the bass have the core of it. So let me play something simple for you that I can post so you can get. Listen to that. Let's do it. Let's keep it simple. We get real deep into this and then on the next course. This course is free because you gotta know, the first course is free because you gotta know theory. This is what I'm playing, and I'm not thinking about these notes when I'm playing. I'm playing them and then I pull up these notes. So it's basically however way you are feeling. When you try to do this and you hear something that sounds good, but it's not what you think it should be, just give it a listen. It might be a little better than you think. So there's our first rule of funk, is to have your basic core, which is this bow, 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 with a little stank on it, and then add some stank on top of that, leaving the bass Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm actually gonna, and I'm gonna have something a little simpler too on that. So let's try this. Okay, this is a little simpler for those of you who read. And I might, if I'm getting ahead of myself, that's why the theory is important, because when you get deeper in the funk, you really need to know what's going on. So I'm using 1/2 of an eighth note, and I'm using quarter notes. So there you go. This is what funk is. We will see you when you take Getting Deeper into the Funk. Take the next course. You'll see my picture on it. If the price is a little too high, send me a message. I'll send you a coupon. We want everybody to learn and take the first course is free for a reason, because I want people to get excited about it. And the second course, it helps me keep making videos. So thank you so much. This is Corey Jacobs, and we be in funk, guys. Woo. Hold on. Let me get on this. Okay, so and then on the bass, I'm gonna post this. If I would, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all have a good time, man. Let me post this. Peace.